Hello, beautiful people. Most welcome to the page here on GBC News. This is where we do chit-chatting. This is where we get to do matter when it comes to sports development. Today, the chapter is on rugby. I told you whatever will happen before and after, I'll let you know. And every day I've been giving you updates on what is happening in terms of the development of Ghana rugby. Do you remember I told you that Ghana is going for the qualifiers for the Commonwealth Games and the World Cup? Yes, I told you. And I told you that Ghana is participating in the Africa Cup of Nations. And that tournament happens to serve as the springboard if you really want to go into the Commonwealth Games and also the World Cup that will be staged in South Africa later this year. Yes, Ghana was in Kampala, Uganda. And so many things happened. And so today we are looking at the experience of the players and Team Ghana at the tournament. At the end of the day, the tournament didn't end as expected because of challenges beyond the organizers' control. The downpour was so huge that they claim they can't play the rest of the Pool B teams' games. So they had to end it, but they managed to get the winner in the Pool A, first, second, and third, and so host and win happened there. And so kudos to Uganda and the rest of them that have qualified. But today, I have two able gentlemen, members of the Eagles, the national sevens men's team. And they are here to walk us to share the experience with us and what is next after this particular one. So, to my immediate left, I have this affable gentleman. Don't mind him. Where he's coming from, he needs to relax. After that stress they went through, they are back home safely. He will share his experiences with us. He's Selorm Gavour, the evergreen. He happens to be the captain for the national sevens team and as well as other things that he leads. And so he understands. Welcome, Selorm, to my studio. And then Kofi, I hear some pronounce it Kofi. Some of us do say he's called Kofi. So anything else. Kofi Appiah is in the house. Gentlemen, most welcome. It's a humbling experience getting you guys moments after you touch down in Accra. So let me start with you. What sort of competition did you guys face in Kampala? Because you gave us the understanding that you are not under pressure and you accept the tag as an underdog. Going the days before competition starts. Share that experience with us. What sort of experience and competition did you face there?
Firstly, Thea, I think it's appropriate for us to say thank you to you guys for all the exposure you've given us on our journey as Ghana Rugby, and we hope the relationship will keep growing and keep getting stronger. Yeah, what an experience! What an opportunity for a small country like us to go and play Commonwealth and World Cup qualifier with some of the big guys of world or African rugby. Unfortunately, didn't get the result we were looking for. Due to circumstances beyond our control. But I think it was a great experience for us and for all the guys that played, and a lot of learning. We just look forward to the next one.
Okay. Kofi, what do you also have to say? Africa Cup of Nations 2022, Uganda, Kampala. Everybody was expecting it. Big teams, big names. The whole of the world, the attention was there. Which teams will be, or which countries will be representing the continent at the World Cup? What will you also have to say? What you saw?
I thought the tournament was very good. I thought the tournament, in terms of the standard of rugby, was very good. Of course, we held ourselves to a higher standard, a higher expectation. And we came away from the tournament being very disappointed in a few things. Obviously, in the way that we played, something that we can control. And then also in the way that the tournament kind of ran through as a result of the rain and the downpours and it being cancelled, our part of the tournament being cancelled. We did well in the other matches. We beat Burundi quite convincingly. We beat Senegal, who I think we haven't beaten before, who are a very highly ranked and highly rated team in Africa. So we did well to an extent, but to a larger extent, we could have done a lot better. As for the teams that were there, of course, the heavy hitters, Kenya, Uganda, Zimbabwe, they're the ones that went through. And they're the ones that have played on the bigger stage before, you know, the HSBC World 7 Series that goes around the globe in different countries like Australia, Singapore, Dubai, Cape Town, New Zealand, England. They go on those tournaments, and so that tournament pedigree that they have, they use to their advantage to, to win the tournament and to progress to the Commonwealth Games and to the World Cup later this year.
Let me stay with you. You happen to be a former member of the Springboks, the junior side, right? With that experience and with what you saw that 2 days, what will you say will be the positives you've picked out that you'll be adding up going forward?
I said it in Uganda when we played the 15-a-side that Africa Rugby is coming. The teams that are playing in Africa Rugby are coming. They are exposed to a higher standard of rugby now. The coaching has become a lot better. The players, therefore, have also become a lot better. The nutrition that goes into the game, the fitness, the training, the exercise, it's becoming a lot better. And you see teams like Kenya, who've performed over many years and continue to perform over this period of time, doing well. We now have a upset where Uganda have been performing quite well. And if you compare what the teams in Africa are doing compared to what's happening in South Africa, of course, South Africa has a culture in rugby, whereas the teams in East and West Africa and even in Middle Africa, Central Africa, they're building the culture of rugby as they go along. So you will see that the development in Africa is still in a trajectory that's going up, whereas South Africa is far more developed in terms of the way they play, the way they come about the game, the culture of the game, and the processes that they take to making the game sustainable in their countries.
Now, Captain, when you guys had, or when you were going, you knew that your opening game you were going to play with Namibia, a far higher ranked team than yourself. I know you guys for some time now don't agree to the fact that there's something called fear. You don't fear. You go in and do what you were doing. But on the stage, when the first game took place, second game, and you guys took center stage against Namibia, what really happened? You took the lead.
We took the lead, and we felt we were in control of the game. And I think we got a bit complacent. We stopped paying attention to the small details. And I think we had already started thinking about what was coming in the next game. We got to a point where we thought, okay, we felt we were better than Namibia, and we had the upper hand. And I think a lot of us started to think about the next game. Who we playing next? Are we going to get Zimbabwe? Are we going to get Kenya? Are we going to get Uganda? Because that's who we essentially want to rank ourselves against. That's where we see ourselves. That's a level we see ourselves at. So again, I think because we haven't played many tournaments, we learned from this, and we will continue to learn. And if you give us Namibia, I think if we had played Namibia 5 minutes later, it would have been a different result. If we play Namibia today, I think it will be a very different result as well. But it's easy for us to say that now, but our performance didn't say that on Saturday.
And lots of people who were following the game on Facebook after the first half were saying that this is a done deal because everything was going on the Ghana way. At what point did you guys felt that, okay, you didn't pay particular attention because we had the game to win? That was a game we had to win. And even I was shocked that the way I rated the Namibians and the input you guys displayed showed that you were more confident that this game was for you. So at what moment did we allow them to just run away and then do those 2 tries and conversions?
I think it was at that half-time point where we knew that we had the upper hand, where we switched off. And unfortunately, in a game of 7s, you don't have time to switch off. You can't afford to switch off because it's so fast, it's so quick. They scored 2 tries in a matter of no time, and the game was turned on its head. All of a sudden, now we're standing with big eyes, not sure where to look. And I take responsibility for that as a leader of the team, not being able to get my guys together and taking control of the situation.
So was it the reason your next game you decided to go like wounded lions? You decided to soar higher? Was it the reason you wanted to just correct the wrongs, tell people that you really missed that golden opportunity?
Yeah.
Was it the reason?
Yeah, I think we realised we made a big mistake, and I think we had some hard conversations post that first game. And we set ourselves some targets for the remainder of the competition. One of them was to score as many points as possible in the upcoming games, not concede many points or concede any points at all, and make a statement to show that we messed up the first game and we actually at a far higher level than what we displayed in the first game.
I think you're becoming emotional. Don't be emotional. Now let me come to you, Kofi. Kofi, and so I followed the day one and day two keenly. I looked at the Namibians we lost to, and Namibians were a pale shadow of themselves. I was saying, what really happened? Did they also had us in mind that it is only Ghana they can beat, or they were hoping that Ghana would just slip for them to be seen as doing something good, because their output against Ghana and against the second game, it was missing. So I looked at it and I was saying, oh, is it that we gave it out? Or it was just that fate has decided that, okay, let it go this way. You were the big man. You entirely, you and Selorm and the rest were the guys who were gearing up, but at the end you left it off. What really did you see about the Namibians that you still feel that, if I get another opportunity, Namibians will not go scot-free?
I think, you know, in sevens you don't get another opportunity. That's the unfortunate thing. There's no other opportunity that you can get. But if you have to replay it back, we just had to compose ourselves. Namibia is a decent side. They're not a bad side by any stretch of the imagination. They're a very good side. What we lacked in that game was just to compose ourselves. And I think pound for pound, had we played well, we had 2 yellow cards in the game. I myself had made many mistakes in that game as well, which costed the team. So if we remove those mistakes that we generally don't make, we didn't make in Kumasi when we were qualifying for this qualifier, we would have beaten them quite convincingly. But like Selorm said, we're already looking forward and past the game. And unfortunately, you cannot do that. You have to focus on what's happening in the present. And too many of us are already looking forward to, you know, the big games in the top 8 that we felt like we could have and should have made. If we play the Namibians today, I think it would be a very different story. But unfortunately, like I said, you don't get a second opportunity. So it's just a learning for us, so that the next time we play in these tournaments, the next time we have an opportunity to go to these tournaments as a team, as a federation, as a union, we'll be able to participate and perform a lot better than what we did. So hopefully we can learn very quickly, and the guys can take it to heart and make sure that these mistakes don't happen again in the future.
You played your second game, a country you've never played before. And so after the feeling bad the first game, you're going to face another hurdle of a country you've not played before. They've been known as good rugby playing nations. So where did you guys get that crazy energy from and say, okay, let's do it? And it was history. In the past, when low-ranked teams are playing the big teams, they know that they'll be walloped, they'll be scored. But this time, it was different. Another upset took place, and I felt that we can celebrate more on that one, playing a country that is high rank, and you beating them. So what really did you tell yourself? Where did you get the energy from? And how did you do it?
It's energy that we've had, building. We've been building something over the last couple of years. And we knew that we have the energy to take anyone on at that level. And it was just a matter of expressing ourselves, which we didn't do in the first game. So the message was to the guys, express yourselves. We always say, let's have fun. Let's enjoy every moment. I think that's what we did. We didn't do anything special in that match. All we did was we stuck to our processes that the coaches and management had taken us through. And we had fun. We played a lot of fun, smiles on our faces, and that was the key.
Mm-hmm. And then the other one was you playing a country called Senegal. Senegal on paper, we will say they are not equals on paper.
Yeah.
So how come, and that particular game, the downpour, the rains sitting, how did you do it? How did you guys do it? Let's start from you. Because like I initially said, when you guys were training in Accra, there was a downpour. Yeah. You didn't give up. You were in the mud. You bathed in the mud. You did everything. And then you got there, and so was it just like one of the practices that you were having?
Yeah, it was. and I think we enjoyed playing in the rain. It was something that we had fortunately been prepared for, and we didn't even take the rain as a demotivator. We saw it as an opportunity to slip and slide and have some more fun. Take it back to when you were a child. You wanted to play outside, you wanted to slide in the mud, and you'd get a beating from your parents when you came back with your clothes dirty. And it went back to that. I think we enjoyed that game even more than what we did the game before.
Kofi, so when you guys made the first try in the rain against Senegal, how do you manage to hold them? They were coming. I saw them pressing. I saw them doing everything they had. Playing, going at you guys, but you guys still felt composed. What really was it? Back from the win, and then you're playing another tough opponent. What was it?
Remember, I told you from when you're playing in these tournaments, when you play your first game, you need to be ready, set, and ready to go from the first whistle. And unfortunately, we weren't in that frame of mind, especially in the second half of the first game. But as you play the tournament and as you become more comfortable with your combinations and the people that are playing in the tournament, you end up understanding what you need to do in order to perform at the highest level. So play against Senegal, who, by the way, in their first game they played very well, only to lose by 19 points to 0 against Kenya, and Kenya, top team in the continent. We felt that we also had to make a statement. You know, we beat them by 10 points to 0 in the wet. They were coming with a lot of pressure, but the way that we soaked that pressure and soaked that pressure in the rain, and then continued to go and score another try after that, was testament to the potential that we have as a team. Excuse me, as a team. And so, I mean, those are the things that we base ourselves on: having fun, having good camaraderie, not letting the pressure get to us, absorbing the pressure and putting the pressure on the other team. And I think as soon as you saw us scoring 2 tries, they started to kick the ball, which is not something that you normally do in 7-a-side. So you could tell that the pressure had been transferred and we were doing the right things in the game, and that made us quite happy. It was just a disappointment that we didn't get to play more fixtures, because I think would have, you know, done a little bit more in the tournament. Positive
vibes there. So we're checking out from the studio. Message to Ghanaians. They wanted to see you guys at the Commonwealth Games, at the World Cup. It didn't happen. Give them a message, 30 seconds before Selorm also wraps it up for us to go.
My message to the Ghanaians is that continue to support us, support rugby. Rugby is a sport that we believe in. It's a sport that we feel like can produce a lot of hope for people in the country, and it's a sport that is global. It can take you to a lot of places. Support us, and we'll continue to take the sport to a higher level. Thank you.
Selorm, before we check out, what do you also have to say to Ghanaians?
Thank you to the people of Ghana that have supported us up to now. We apologize for the mistakes we made in the past, but we will come back better, stronger, and we will not disappoint you again. Keep supporting us.
Okay, so keep supporting Ghana Rugby. Remember, ask for them when they go and it is blue, they will tell you it is blue, it is red, they will tell you it is red. They are saying that they're sorry, they raised your hopes high, but they will bounce back. There is the African Games coming up, the other events coming up. They are going to prepare better, and when they say they are doing it better, they will do it better. Trust these guys and their colleagues to really soar high. It's the reason they are called the Eagles. They don't give up. They don't know failure. So with this achievement, beating countries higher ranked than them, they will bounce back, and again they will come back shoulder high. Gentlemen, thank you very much, and let me say a big thank you to Mr. Herbert Mensah, President and Board Chairman of Ghana Rugby Football Union, and the entire executive members for really believing in the team and doing what you are doing. Interplus and the rest that are supporting his son factory, I salute you for all the good things you are doing for Ghana Rugby. Remember, the Eagles will always soar. I'm Theophilus Sampa. Thank you very much for doing the watching. The page returns same time tomorrow. Bye for now.